Hello everyone, I am Rakesh Sethi, lecturer in education, Gopalpur Degree College, Gopalpur, Baleshwar. Today we are going to discuss about the topic project method of teaching. Project method. The project method is a significant landmark in the history of the methodology of education. It is directly linked with the current progress and development. The method is not totally new. It is originated from pragmatic school of philosophy. W. S. Kilpatrick was a chief proponent of this method. He was influenced by the John Dewey's pragmatism principles. He published a paper on the project method in 1918. He mainly focuses on the purposeful activity and problem-solving capacity of the students based on their needs, interest, attitude, and abilities. The project method is the embodiment of a new way of looking at the pupil and a new way of teaching him to live. It aims at bringing out what is in the child and it allowing him to develop himself. It gives an opportunity for self-expression and for relating the self to the community. A project will be purposeful. A project will be a purposeful act to achieve the desired objectives. It advocates that the education should be related to the life situation. The main focus of this strategy is socializing the child and developing the problem-solving ability among the students. Let us come to discuss about the definition of project. According to W. S. Kilpatrick, a project is a wholehearted, purposeful activity proceeding in a social environment. R. L. Stevenson defines a project is a problematic arc carried to completion in its natural setting. According to Ballard, a project is a bit of real life that has been imparted into the school. According to Parker, a project is a unit of activity in which pupils are made responsible for planning and purposing. Thomas and Lang define a project is a voluntary undertaking which involves constructive effort or thought and eventuates into objective results. These are the definitions of a project method, and the definitions have been given by the different psychologists regarding the nature of the project, the concept of the project. Let us come to discuss what are the types of project. According to Kilpatrick, there are 4 types of projects. They are: one is constructive project, second aesthetic project, third problematic project, fourth drill project. Let us come to discuss the types of a project one by one. Regarding the viewpoint of a Kilpatrick, projects are 4 types. The first one is constructive project. Practical or physical tasks such as construction of articles, making a model, digging the well, or playing drama are done in this type of a project. The aesthetic project. Appreciation powers of students are developed in this type of a project through the musical program, beautification of something, appreciation of a poem, and so on. These activities are come under the aesthetic project. Then the third one is problematic project. This type of a project develops the problem solving capacity of the students through their experiences. It is based on the cognitive domain. For example, how to operate a bank account or how to send a thing at a distant place. Two things come under the problematic project. Fourth one is the drill project. It is for the mastery of the skill and the knowledge of the students. It increases the work efficiency and capacity of the students. For instance, this type of project may be taken up to give drill in singing or swimming. Instead of four types of project, other types of projects are the individual and social group projects. In individual project, every student solve the problem in their own according to their interest, capacity, attitudes and needs. It develops the problem solving qualities individually, but in group projects, the problem is solved by the group of pupils in the class. Here the social and citizenship qualities are developed. Individual project and the group project. In individual project, problem solving abilities of the individual are developed, whereas in group project, social and citizenship qualities are developed. Then simple and complex project. In simple projects, the students complete only one work at a time. In case of a simple project, the students complete only one work or one task at a time. They also focus the work in one subject or one area only. It gives the deep information about the project. The students get deeper and broader knowledge about the problem. Whereas in complex project, the students carry out more than one work at a time. They focus on the work in various subjects and angles. Here the students get the knowledge about the work in various activities and dimensions. These are the simple and complex projects, individual and social projects. Let us come to discuss what are the principles of project method. Under various principles, some important principles may be discussed. The first one is principles of purposefulness. The project should be purposeful and that should have some main objective. Without purpose, the project cannot be completed. The objective should give the enthusiasm and work to the students. Otherwise, that will be wastage of time and energy. Without purpose, without aims, no work is done. Therefore, for selecting or organizing a project, we should set the purpose or objectives of the project. On the basis of objective, on the basis of a purpose, the work is done properly. Then second principle is principle of utility. That means a project must have utility. Without utility, the project is valueless. The project should be useful to the students and the society both. It should be of some value to the students and for the society. From a good project, the students as well as society may get the benefits a lot. And utility of the project helps the students as well as the society for the development. The third principle is the principle of freedom. The students should be free to select the topic. Complete freedom should be given to the students for selection of the project. And they are allowed to execute the work according to their will and wish, interest, attitude, capacity. The teacher should be a guide and give guidelines to execute that project. Freedom provides interest of the students to work out the project. Therefore, complete freedom should be given to the students to select the topic and execute the work on the basis of their wish, interest, attitude, aptitude, capacity. Then the fourth principle is principle of activity. Project means the purposeful activity. At the end of the project, the student must gain knowledge through their activity. This demands the principles of learning by doing. The learning by doing is a process by which the students get different knowledge, various information. As a result, automatically their knowledge will be developed. Then the fifth principle is principle of reality. Project should be real. It should be related to the life situation of the students and the society, so that they would be able to complete the project naturally. Imaginary problems must not be taken up in the project. Point number 6, principle of social development. A good project focuses the social needs, social development, and usefulness to the society. A single project solves the problem of the thousands of people or the society. A single project can solve the problems of thousands of people. So that while taking a project, we should keep in mind that that project or that work should be meant for social development. The next point is the principles of planning. Students plan in advance about the project. They find solutions for how, when, what, where, why. So good project develop the problem solving capacity of the students. These are the principles of project method. Let us come to discuss the steps of a project method. Project method has the following steps, such as the first step is creating situation. In the first step, teacher creates the proper situation to the students in the class. He shares the knowledge about the project method, procedure, steps, and uses with the students. The teacher discusses all these in front of the students. After that, after discussion, the teacher provides proper motivation through conversation about the day by day life problems of the students. The second step is selection of the problem. Selection of the problem is very important in the project method. After creating a situation, after discussing with the students, the teacher helps the student to select the problem and guide them. In this step, students are having freedom to choose the topic or problem based on their interest and ability. Before choosing the topic, principles should be kept into consideration. The problem must be related to the life of the students. The problem must have the utility for the society. Therefore, while selecting a problem, the utility, the needs and importance of the project should be taken into consideration. The third step is planning. After creating the situation and selection of the project, the third important step is planning. The teacher discusses with the students about the problem through various angles and points. He should create the situation of the discussion with the students, and the students are allowed to talk freely and openly. After free discussion, after free expression of the students' opinion about the problem, the teacher writes down the whole program of action stepwise on the blackboard. After discussion, after expression of the students' opinion about the problem, the teacher writes down the whole program of action stepwise on the blackboard. Then grouping is made by the teacher based on the interest and ability of the students. On the basis of ability and interest of the student, teacher makes different groups for undertaking the project. Then the fourth step is execution. In this step, the student starts their work. At first, they collect the relevant information or data or materials. The teacher should give time to the students according to their own speed, interest, ability, capacity. If need arises, he may provide the necessary help and guidance to the students. Teacher demands the group to complete the project in a particular time. For this reason, teacher provides assistance, guidance, counseling to the students. Then the fifth step is evaluation. In this step, the students evaluate their task. They determine whether the objectives have been achieved or not. After that, they criticize and express their feeling about the task freely. The planning, selecting the tasks, and the execution are discussed in the class. All these things are collectively reported to the teacher. And the last step is reporting and recording. It is the last step of the project method in which each and every step of the work are reported. The reported things are recorded in certain order in a book form. The record is useful for further use and further reference about the project. It reveals many ideas. It shows many ideas about the concerned project. The book formatted report is submitted to the teacher at the end. These are the steps of a project method. Let us come to discuss what are the advantages of a project method. Under advantages of a project method, various points come to the discussion. The first one is project is a student-centered, activity-based method. It is a student-centered and activity-based method. Students involves wholeheartedly in the learning process according to their needs, abilities, interest, and attitude. This method is related to the life situation of the students. This method develops the problem solving ability of the students. It makes the students independent and confident. It gives the real work experience to the students. It develops the social qualities in the students' heart. It also develops the responsibility, realization of the students. So, these are the advantages of a project method. Then come to discuss about the limitations of a project method. Project method is a time consuming method. It needs more time to complete. It is difficult to complete the prescribed syllabus in a particular time. Though this method is very time consuming, it is very difficult to complete the prescribed syllabus in a particular time. Again, it is a very costly method. It is not applicable for the lower classes because a problematic art cannot be carried out by little children, small children. So it is not applicable for the lower classes. All topics cannot taught through this method. By applying project method, we cannot teach all topics. It is not applicable for all the schools because it is very costly method. All schools are not capable to organize the project, executing the project, so that it is not applicable for all the schools. It is very demerit of project method. It needs so much material for the execution. Project method requires much material for the execution. This is all about the project method of teaching. Thanks to all.